This is PSN Newsrun, streaming exclusively on YouTube.
Hello and welcome to PSN Newsrun. I am Joycelyn Ella Keche Ada. The headlines. NNPC blames PENGASSAN strike for soaring cooking gas prices. On business, CBN Caps POS transaction at 1.2 million naira to strengthen financial oversight. On the foreign scene, health crisis rocks South Asia with India's toxic cough syrup scandal and Bangladesh dengue surge. On sports, an exclusive chat with Michael Obasi, media aide to the Director General of the National Sports Commission, as he shares insights on Nigeria's chances of hosting the next Commonwealth Games. Stay with us for details of this and more on PSN Newsrun. Cooking gas prices are soaring again, and the NNPC says the PENGASSAN strike is to blame for the sudden spike across major cities. Here's Tosin with details.
The NNPC says the recent nationwide strike by PENGASSAN caused the hike in cooking gas prices after delays in loading and distribution created a temporary supply shortfall. The Group Chief Executive of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Bayo Ujulari, told reporters that during the PENGASSAN strike, gas loading and movement were delayed for 2 to 3 days, causing artificial scarcity. This delay allowed retailers with existing stock to raise prices. In cities like Lagos, the cost of a 12.5 kg cylinder has surged, with retailers charging between 2,500 to 3,000 naira per kilogram in some areas. The strike, which was triggered by the dismissal of unionized staff by Dangote Refinery, has since been suspended. NNPC believes that as operations normalize, distribution will stabilize and prices will gradually return to pre-strike levels. While this price surge is expected to ease, consumers are being warned to brace for continued disruptions in supply until the system fully recovers from the strike's effects. Reporting for PS News, Oluwatosin Deba.
On religious matters, a major spiritual rift has erupted as Nigerian Anglican Church cut ties with the Church of England following the appointment of Sarah Mullally as the first female Archbishop of Canterbury. Let's join Marianne for the full report.
The Church of Nigeria has officially cut spiritual ties with the Church of England following the historic appointment of Sarah Mullally as the first female Archbishop of Canterbury, a move that has reignited deep division within the global Anglican community. In a statement issued in Abuja, the Primate of the Church of Nigeria, Most Reverend Henry Ndukuba, said the decision to appoint a woman as Archbishop of Canterbury was devastating and contrary to the biblical principles. The Nigerian Church says the appointment ignored convictions of millions of conservative Anglicans worldwide, many of whom oppose female headship and same-sex marriage, positions Mullally has previously supported. The church reaffirms its loyalty to the Global Anglican Future Conference, GAFCON, a bloc of conservative Anglican churches across Africa and Asia that now says it no longer recognizes the Archbishop of Canterbury as its spiritual leader. The latest fallout deepens a long-running doctrinal rift between the Anglican Church in England and its African members, with Nigeria now leading a call for new global alignment rooted in conservative values. With this separation, the Anglican Communion faces one of its biggest breaks in modern history, a split that could reshape the future of global Christianity. Marianne Awuya, reporting for PS News.
Moving on to business, the Central Bank of Nigeria has introduced new rules for POS operators capping daily transactions at 1.2 million naira to tighten financial controls and curb money laundering. Daniel filed in this report.
The Central Bank of Nigeria has introduced new rules for point-of-sale operators, limiting daily transactions to 1.2 million naira per agent. In its revised guidelines for agent banking operations, the CBN says the move is to strengthen financial transparency and curb money laundering through POS networks. The new policy sets transaction ceilings at 500,000 naira for cash deposits and 500,000 naira for withdrawals per day, with a total cap of 1.2 million naira daily. The Apex Bank also directed that all POS agents must be registered with approved financial institutions and display their registration certificates to continue operating. It warned that unregistered agents or those found aiding fraud would face sanctions, including blacklisting from the banking system. Analysts say while the new limits may tighten oversight, they could also affect agents in rural areas who handle large volumes of cash daily. The CBN says implementation takes effect immediately as it works to balance security with financial inclusion goals. Reporting for PS News, Daniel Okejeme.
And now on the foreign scene, 2 South Asian nations are facing major health emergencies. India is reeling from a deadly toxic cough syrup scandal, while Bangladesh battles a fast-spreading dengue outbreak that's overwhelming hospitals. Here's the report. Panic has continued to spread in India as an 18-month-old girl in Nagpur has become the latest victim of the toxic cough syrup crisis rocking the health sector of the country, bringing the total number of deaths to 15. Health officials are now under pressure to tighten drug regulations and crack down on unsafe medicines. The syrup, called Codriff, was found to contain dangerous levels of diethylene glycol, a chemical linked to kidney failure. Meanwhile, hospitals in Bangladesh are overwhelmed as the deadly dengue outbreak spreads beyond the cities, infecting over 50,000 people and killing more than 200. The Bangladesh Health Ministry says the country is seeing one of its worst dengue seasons in years, with mosquito-borne infections spreading rapidly into rural areas. Doctors are warning of critical blood shortages as hospitals struggle to treat severe cases of internal bleeding and fever. Authorities have launched emergency fumigation drives in Dhaka and major towns, but health experts say the response has been too slow. The World Health Organization has called for urgent vector control measures and improved public awareness to stop the epidemic from spiraling further. And now to sports. Nigeria has officially entered the race to host the next Commonwealth Games in a bold move to showcase its sporting capacity and elevate national pride on the global stage. Speaking with our sport correspondent Samuel Akpan, media aide to the Director General of the National Sports Commission, Michael Obasi, shared insights on Nigeria's chances of clinching the hosting rights. Here's a clip of the conversation.
The Commonwealth Games bidding for the 2030 is a bold step by this present administration and by the National Sports Commission, because we have the potential, we have the quality, we have the ability. You mentioned the Abuja National Stadium. We can sit down here and talk about the Abuja National Stadium today because of hosting the All Africa Games, because of hosting Koja, because of having such an international global event. And that was when the administration of the former President Olusegun Obasanjo put the Abuja edifice together. And that's what we are benefiting from. And that's why we can take the step further to say we want to host the entire Commonwealth nation.
You can watch the full conversation on PSN The Thrills Sports Show with Samuel Akpan on Saturday. And with that sport report, we wrap up the news bulletin. Thanks for watching. I am Joycelyn Ella Keche Ada. Good evening.
You just watched PSN Newsrun, streaming exclusively on YouTube. This is your trusted voice for news that matters. Subscribe, like, share, and stay informed.